remote control instruction book pack, some feet, the TV from the front, the side, quite a thick one, and the back. Remote control and instruction book pack. So first of all, figure 8 mains lead, right angle connection to the TV. Quick simple user guide, go to samsung.com for the full thing. Quick setup guide. Quick close-up of the standard remote, power on and off at the top, source or input button, channel numbers, teletext not in the UK, pre-channel takes you to the previous channel. If you toggle in between say 1 and 5, press pre-channel, it'll flip backwards and forwards between them. Volume up and down, channels up and down, mute button, guide button. You've got a Netflix, Prime, a Samsung TV Plus and YouTube quick access button. Home button to the home menu, cursor arrows left, right, up, down and enter. Return button, take you back step by step. Exit will take you all the way out of a menu. Coloured buttons for apps and media playback, whatever they refer to. Then you've got a settings, so shortcut to settings there. Info button, audio description and subtitle button in tiny writing. Then you've got play, pause, stop, fast forward and rewind. Also apps and media playback, you can pause, fast forward it and whatever. Bit of pressure on the back, pop that cover off, AAA batteries into the back. Whoop. Smart remote there. Power on and off, that's like a macro button, it'll contain settings, channel numbers, coloured buttons and other buttons. That's a click to search sort of AI button. That is the voice command button. Then we've got cursor arrows left, right, up, down and enter. Back button. Play pause button, press play pause, you've got fast forward and rewind. Home button, volume rocks up and down, channels rock up and down, press it in for guide, press the volume button in for mute. Then you've got quick access Netflix, Samsung TV Plus, Prime Video and YouTube. Tip it up, pull the little tab out the bottom, you've got a USB type C input there, so if it's all the way flat you plug it in your phone charger and charge it up. Leave it face down. It's got a solar cell on the back to top up the charge or keep it charged up. So I'm only briefly looking at the quick setup guide because it's pointless going through it step by step when I'm doing it anyway. It's got 43 inch, 50 inch, 55 and 65. So those are the key dimensions for each of the sizes and a key there for what they refer to. So if that helps anyone out, you can pause it and have a look and it will give you dimensions for all those different sizes. Also a bit further down, it's got the Visa dimension patterns for the different sizes as well. Okay, 2 feet wrapped in plastic. Interesting. 2 plastic feet, and I imagine they'll go in different positions on the back of the TV so you can alter the height, because when we look at them close up it's got 2 different arrangements for those key slots for the TV to sit on, so 2 different heights possible there. So just simple bits of black plastic. Looking at the underneath of them, we've got some rubber padding there as well to stop it sliding around, marking any surfaces. Now I've got the TV laid flat in a box, large flat surface as the quick setup guide says, just so I've got no pressure on the screen as we put the feet in the back. Looking closely at the bottom left, the feet, they're symmetrical, so you can see we've got these 2 different slot arrangements. So if I put it on the higher up setting first and just measure the gap, so bottom of the TV to the bottom of the feet is about 80mm or 3 1/8 of an inch. So if you've got a soundbar, you'd go for the bigger gap so the soundbar doesn't obstruct the screen from the front, or take that foot back out and again it drops down, it's like a key slot, and then you push it up into its location. So on its lower setting there, the gap between whatever it stood on and the bottom of the TV, it's about 55mm or 2 1/8 of an inch. So as I'm not putting a soundbar in front, I'm going to put it on the lower setting. Same for this side. That's it there. Now looking at the connections running down the side, you can see we've got a USB 2 socket there at 5V half amp, common interface slot, HDMI's 1, 2 and 3. HDMI 3 is the EARC port, so that's enhanced audio return channel. Put a HDMI between there and your soundbar or AV receiver. It will feed the sound from the TV back to the audio device. It will also turn it on and off with the TV. When you do your volume on the TV remote, it will do the volume on the audio device automatically. Okay, LAN or wired internet socket. We've got satellite there for FreeSat and free to view sat, and a terrestrial aerial input. And just looking around to here, you see we've got the AC mains input for that figure 8 mains cable. Also these grooves here, so when our cables are coming from the connections, they can come round to the grooves and go down the back of those legs, and it just keeps the things a bit tidier. Onto the dimensions. 50-inch model, Q7F. Most important one, I would think, is these wide feet here. Width at the widest part is 74.5 centimeters or 29.25 of an inch. Depth of those 24 centimeters or 9 3/8 of an inch. Height to the bottom of the TV on the lower setting, I said this earlier, but it's about 55 mil or 2 1/8 of an inch. To the top of the TV, about 69 3/4 centimeters or 27.5 inches. Width, again, this is the 50-inch model, 44 inch or 112 centimeters. Quite a chunky one. This is meant to be replacing the last year's Q60D and previous year's Q60 and Q60s, but it is quite a thick one. So I suppose as a compromise sound might be better. But thickness overall is about 62 mil or 2 3/8 of an inch. Looking at it from the back, 200 mil by 200 mil VESA, M8, and I think about 40 mil bolts there, M8 bolts go into those. From the bottom of the TV to the centre of that first VESA mount hole, it's bang on 28 centimeters or just over 11 inches. So if I was in Imperial, 11 1/16 of an inch from the bottom of the TV to the centre of the first VESA mount hole. TV is now connected to wired internet aerial and mains. I'm going to do the peely thing, get the screen cover off, should be nice and immaculate underneath.
Scan the QR code.
No.
If you have a remote control, select the right button to start the setup.
Okay, so I'm doing the right button on the remote to start the setup. It's not doing anything though. So I am pressing the right button on the remote, it's not currently doing anything. So I'm going to press the buttons to pair the remote, maybe that's the key. So I'm holding down the play, pause and back button, which is a bit odd because it didn't tell me to do it. Now I'll press the right button. There we go. So a bit of a misstep there from someone. I hope we can turn this voice assistant off.
Let's get set up. To enjoy your screen, just follow a few setup
So I'm going to
steps.
do retail mode because last year if you didn't go to retail mode you couldn't get the demo. When I've done retail mode, I'm not going to leave it on home mode. I'm not going to leave it on retail mode. I'm going to go to the home mode. Again, I'm picking retail mode there, strictly for the retail demo. Once we've done the retail, back to home mode. UK, terrestrial and digital. Just going to turn my brightness down a bit on the camera. So next, wide connection. It's tuning the channels and in the background. Okay, I'm going to agree to all for now and OK. You can check through those at your leisure to select what you like. Okay, so wide range of smart features. So you have to log into your Samsung account to get any of your apps. So it is free. It sounds like a ball ache, it's not. Go on Samsung.com, create your account, log into the TV. You can then download whichever apps you want. If you're using a dodgy Fire Stick, you're probably just going to use that, so you don't have to do that, but that is up to you. So I'm going to log in and come back when I've done my login. Okay, so while the camera is off, I've logged into my Samsung account, or a generic one for the store I'm working in, and it's telling me there is no more software. It's already up to date, which is great. I'll go home earlier tonight. Skip. So your voice, your choice. It does actually work quite well. I'm going Bixby. It works fine. So you can hold down the microphone button and say YouTube search for this, and it does it without you having to type. It does work well. And it's great for the older generation because it helps them with having to type in letter by letter on a keypad. So which apps I want to add to that? None of them, and that's already my home screen, so we're all good there. Create a pin for future setup, so put in whatever and don't forget it. I'm just going to go all locations there. And I am Freeview, suppose East Yorkshire and Lincolnshire for me on the thing, or Yorkshire will do. Home of the brave. Right, I was expecting a bit more bass there, but it doesn't matter. Okay, I'm going to go, oh, so that's the region select for my terrestrial aerial tuning. Just turn that brightness up a touch. Okay, so England, secondary region is Yorkshire for me, and close. Oh, retail demo, shut my mouth. Everland. Okay, pretty cool. So I will now put it back to home mode. I
Of April. So it's sailing around out there. God. It is signalling the shore, trying to get the volunteers to reciprocate, but the Odd has no onboard wireless communications. The document I'm going to show you will explain some of the confusion that arose.
Okie dokes. So we're back to our...
Okay, so you see the pictures dim down and it's not so sort of garish in your eyes. Let's find all settings somewhere.
German arms ship Easter 1916. So that was his job. Subject: plan for piloting German arms ship.
Okay, so onto all settings. So I'm going to go to general and privacy, power and energy saving, brightness optimization and turning off. That's the active backlight sensor, sensing the ambient light in the room, dimming or brightening the picture accordingly. Motion lighting I'm turning off. It's trying to dim bits of the screen to save a few pennies. It doesn't, it just diminishes the picture, so that can go off. Auto TV power off. I'm going to set to 8 hours in store, so when we switch them on in the morning, don't touch it for 8 hours, it will automatically switch off. So at home, that's up to you. If you don't press a button for so long, you will get that message saying TV is about to turn off, you've got 60 seconds or whatever to scramble and find your remote. So that's off there. So all settings there. Picture mode I'm going to set to standard for the demo. Okay, you've got a smart calibration menu there, down to expert settings. So one thing that I quite often do if it's TVs at home is find picture clarity settings. If we go custom, turn the noise reduction off, judder reduction, I'll turn that to there somewhere. Okay, start screen options. I want it to start with the last input we've used. So if I was last watching live TV on Netflix, I turn it off. I want to turn it back on and it come onto that and not onto the home screen. Okay, back again. And we're all good there. Software update, I've got it set to auto, and that is up to yourself. You can turn it off, read what the update is and install it manually, but I'm just going to let it do it automatically. Okay, I've gone on to the news because that's what I don't get slapped down for copyright with. So I'll shut my mouth, turn up the sound so we can see a bit of live TV there.
And he needs to be engaging and calling on leaders to summits, to direct negotiations and discussions. He was in the Gulf meeting on the side, not talking about this, and I just feel like it was a wasted opportunity. He did not go to Israel. He did not make the appeal to the Israeli people or the Israeli government about the importance of getting to peace. He flew right past Israel. So he's not putting in the political capital he needs to see this resolved.
All right, Joel and Abel, stay there. Of course, we'll have much more with you. Just before we take a break, we have seen, as we've been talking about Secretary of State Rubio's testimony on Capitol Hill today, we've seen this line coming across that he expects Russia to present Ukraine ceasefire terms within days. Remember, we just saw that phone call between Presidents Trump and Putin, where it didn't appear any concrete steps forward towards a ceasefire were taken, but now the Secretary of State saying he's hoping to see or expecting to see Russia present that terms within days. So we'll continue to follow that as well. But of course, we'll take a break first around the world and across the UK. This is BBC News.
Battle stations.
Okay, onto YouTube, try a bit of football for a demo.
Stadium in Singapore, they take on the Italian champions, Juventus. Spurs include the likes of Dele Alli, Heung-min Son, and Toby Alderweireld in their starting 11. Juventus versus Tottenham Hotspur, a fixture many in his kind of area. Heung-min Son for Spurs. And can't sneak it in terms of form from that moment on. Into Mandzukic, great ball, and he directed it to the correct corner. And those two working again. 4 on 3 here for Spurs. Son, well laid off, and Buffon makes a fine save. He's got it in, but Lamela. Troy Parrott denied on the first attempt, but Lamela was there to beat Buffon. Spurs have been the better team, and on the half hour, they lead Juventus. The foul to me on the edge of the penalty area, we play on. And Pjanic, Higuain, well worked, Higuain goes, but he is a true finisher, and he's done it against Tottenham Hotspur before in the Juventus shirt. The man back from Chelsea has made it Juventus 1. Desilio up against Walker Peters. A good cutback, and it's deflected into the net. And Ronaldo has his goal, and Juventus have turned this around. They now lead by 2 goals to 1. And there is the iconic celebration of Cristiano Ronaldo. Gisarto in the ball in the Juve half, and what a pass for Lucas Moura. He's assisted the equaliser. Spurs are back level against Juventus. Great work by Ndombele, and Lucas Moura has stabbed it into the net. What an immediate impact. And brilliant work again by Walker Peters.
Boy, he was excellent in terms of his hold-up play. I can see him being there was an opportunity here.
Kane, what an What to goal to win it! Szczesny's caught out! Harry Kane has scored the goal of this tournament! That is extraordinary! Tottenham Hotspur 3, Juventus 2. How did he come up with that? Very special indeed. That is it. Tottenham Hotspur have won their first game of pre-season in the most...
Live TV. So pressing the guide button there, and you can see we can go up and down there. We've got a vertical line representing the current time. So you can see there what's on in the background. You can go next is news and weather, change your mind, change your something, life, I guess. And then you can go to the other channel. So that's just pressing your up and down arrows, or you can use the channel up and down to page through quicker. Okay, or faster I should say. Connect a USB hard drive, you can record what's on. Single tuner TV, so you can only record what you're watching, which seems a bit pointless. On the QM models and above, I think you've got that twin tuner on there, so you can plug your hard drive in, record what's on now, so you can record 2 channels at once, or watch one, record one, and other stuff. Okay, onto the home menu, you can see it comes up for you live, so what's on live, and apps. So on the app section, I've signed into a Samsung account. It's free and you can download more apps. You can also use the smart features. So you need to create a Samsung account for free, then you can use your apps. Okay, so on for you, we've got the smart things, Samsung TV Plus, that's like an IPTV service. There are loads of channels there for free as well, so that's not actually bad if you're really bored or there's not much else on. Live TV, that's terrestrial from my aerial. Netflix, Prime Video, Disney Plus, ITVX, YouTube, Apple TV, Now TV, Rakuten TV, all for Bixby Internet, browse basic internet sort of stuff with a wireless keyboard and mouse, cheap one, you can do that. My 5 PC, that's because I've got something else connected. Continue watching, which I don't know why it says continue watching because I've not watched any of those. Okay, top series, new and trending, family favourites. So there's all sorts of content recommendations going down the list there. So there's plenty of stuff to watch if you're bored. Go over to the left and you can see you've got a search, you've got an art mode there. So like the Frame TV, you can display art on it on standby. Daily Plus, so you get some sort of news and stuff like that. Oh, when I clicked it by mistake, I don't want it. Nope. Game, so you can stream games to your TV there. Connect a wireless controller, Bluetooth controller. You can stream games straight to your TV. And the home menu, connected devices, settings, where you can go to quick settings or all settings. What have we got? Energy saving off. Okay, so all in all, it's not a bad TV. It's sort of lower mid-range, just above entry level TV. Bright stuff looked really nice, must admit, on their demo, but it's obviously optimised to that. Looked alright on YouTube and stuff. Backlight is a bit patchy and bloomy. I did notice that. It didn't look that uniform to me. Dark stuff, you will see the bloom in there. I mean, for everyday normal TV is fine. Sound was a bit flat as well. I thought with it being a thicker set it'd be a bit more bassy and there'd be a bit more of a range of sound there, but it was fairly flat. I mean, to myself it wouldn't matter because I always use a separate sound system, but I'd probably, unless you're just watching the news, I'd probably advise a soundbar if you want a bit of impact. So like I say, it's $599 in the UK for the 50-inch model at the moment with a 5-year warranty. So the price, it's not bad, but when I looked at the TCL 55 at 474, it did look a better picture and better sound. So that is all for now.